So you probably heard a bit about this wee fella from Rosario in Argentina, and he's pretty good at basically everything he does with the football, but especially dribbling. And in today's video, I'll share some of the learnings that I've had from watching Leo Messi over the years in full flow with the ball, which is basically an art form in itself. I mean, when he finally retires, they should totally open up a Messi dribbling museum. So there's a business idea for someone. I'll take 10%, but anyway. And one of the first learnings is that the stutter step can be one of the most deadly weapons that a dribbler can have in their arsenal, because it allows you to basically read the defender like an open book and punish them for trying to stop you. I mean, what are they on about? See, the deal is that when you approach a defender, you make a move and they react to try and stop you. But what if you can do something that causes them to react and commit, so you can basically just waltz around them in the other direction? That is what the stutter step can help you do. And the thing is with Messi, I know he does his shoulder drop quite a lot to make defenders commit and then go the other direction, but actually something as simple as his little stutter step, the little wiggle with the foot to cause defenders to react, is something he does even more. So when you approach the defender, actually just doing this little wah thing with your foot, indicating you're taking a touch, will cause them, because they know when you're dribbling towards them, they will have to react in an instant. So when you do the stutter step, they will on instinct commit to the side they think you're going, which allows you that split second to simply just boop, boop, run in the other direction. And of course, you're gonna have to be quick about them. Make sure that they actually take the bait. But if you do, I mean, it's that simple. Little stutter step and you're gone. So yes, it's simple, but it's a tool and it's a highly effective tool. So I suggest you use it. And the second learning is Messi's step frequency, which is not only really impressive, but also a great example of what a lot of the best dribblers in the world do. So the idea is that the more steps you take, the more agile you will be. At least more potentially agile you will be. Because by taking more steps, you will have more time with a foot in contact with the ground. And that at least gives you the option to lower your reaction time, because you constantly have something where you can push off in a different direction. And sure, taking a long step will get you further, but you don't really need that with people around you. There, you need agility and the ability to change direction. Plus, by taking a long step, you'll have a lot of time where you're not really in touch, in contact with the ground. And when that happens, you can't really change direction, can you? Unless you're some sort of like, and you're probably not. So obviously, when Messi doesn't have people around him, he also opens up. But the key thing here is by taking all these little steps, when something happens, he can just like push off in the other direction, boop, 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 change direction like that. And another thing Messi does really well is combining his high step frequency with running on his toes, because that enables the third learning, which is to take a lot of touches when you're around a defender. Because by taking a lot of touches on the ball, Messi basically ensures that whenever his brain registers that he needs to make a change of direction because the defender's coming at him, there's space opening up, he's ready to react. So basically Messi, every time he makes a step with his dribbling foot, he touches the ball. And that means that basically when the defender comes at him, he needs to change direction. There's a high chance that he's got A, his standing foot in contact with the ground, and also B, that his dribbling foot is touching or is just about to touch the ball. And that obviously increases his reaction time. Well, it decreases however you look at it. But obviously it's good because he can react a lot quicker. And obviously, I mean, you can try and run like this and take many little touches. It's not all that easy at speed. Instead, get on your toes here, because it allows you to not only push the ball with the outside of your foot, but also use the inside, like many little quick movements. That's a lot easier when you're on your toes. And in terms of where you touch the ball, try to hit around the middle, just below the middle maybe, to ensure that you just like push the ball along the ground. And don't lift it or like hit it on top so it starts to bounce. Many little touches. But what Messi also maybe instinctively seems to really understand is that in order to be the most dangerous when you have the ball, you obviously need to be facing where you want to go, and often that is towards the opponent's goal. The problem is that if you have your back to goal and the defender close to you, turning, if you get the ball right here, if you're you and me, that's not really gonna end well. So Messi does this thing that if the ball comes to him from here, if I get the ball now, no one took the ball. That probably means that that lane right there, that space, is safe. So if he gets the ball, he takes a first touch down into that space, separating himself a little bit from the defender, because that gives him time to just quickly turn and facing the right way. Which means that he's gone from not really being that dangerous to being a huge threat, because obviously then the defender's gonna come, stutter step, shoulder drop, whatever, then we all know what happens, right? So the thing is that I know you shouldn't take a touch back, you wanna go forward, but actually by taking a touch back, separating yourself from the defender, facing the right way, now you can go in all directions you want to, right? It's a little trick. He's a genius. He just does it. And finally, Messi has this almost filthy low center of gravity. So when he dribbles and you combine all the things we talked about with a high step frequency, running on your toes and touching the ball with every step of your dribbling foot, you're basically gonna get in a position where you bend down in your knees and you get a little closer to the ground. And that is one of Messi's other secrets to being incredibly hard to knock off balance and basically topple over, right? And obviously, it's hard to run like this, and your thighs will be screaming, "Stop it, Jay! Stop it!" But you just gotta work on them, right? So that's something you need to keep in mind. But essentially, having this low center of gravity will make you harder to knock over. And that means that even if you dribble and someone hits you, it will give you a higher chance to just keep running. And will doing this get you to Messi's level? No, absolutely not. But if you work on it, I guess even half or a quarter or an eighth of legendary will also be pretty solid. But are there other learnings that we should take from Messi's artful dribbling? Well, if that's the case, let me know in the comment section right down below. And then if you haven't done so already, you should really go and check out Leo's new F50 Messi Elite, or the Pros, which are also really solid, in the link to Unisport right over there. Of course, also, if you haven't subscribed to the channel or turned on the notifications yet, you should totally do that. And then there's also a really cool playlist if you just want to keep learning new skills. And with those words, I'll be signing off. Cheerio.